It's another day. I want to show you what I've done so far. I already lifted the car up off the body off the frame, and I wanted to show you this morning what I've done so far. I lifted up that high to make sure everything was disconnected and out of the way, and it is. And also I have my strap right there hanging down. I removed everything on the dash area, including the air conditioning system, evaporator core box, heater box, all in one, everything, most of the wiring and everything in here in preparation to working on this body. Removed as much as I could. Still got the wiring harness there in the back. It goes to the tail light, still in place. And I did notice one thing, that when you start lifting the body on these cars, the back end, it's going to be heavier than the front end. So I ended up strapping the body to my lift right there on the front because you want it to tilt back. So you need to be careful with that if you guys are doing it. I strapped it down right there too because it's heavier on the back end because of all the metal, most of it, it's in the back end. But that's the way it looks right now. So I'm going to set the camera down and I'm going to lift this thing up for the first time all the way up off the frame so we can see what we got. Here we go. I'm going to lift the body off the frame on this side. It's always something getting caught. The fuel line back there was kind of getting caught, but it snapped out of the way. I'm making sure all this is clear, and it is. So let's keep on lifting it. The body's nice and secure. It's not going anywhere with the straps on there. Let's go. Yeah, it's pretty much everything. I was pretty sure that everything was out of the way. I'll give you another view from the back. Probably a better shot anyways, how this is being lifted up. Let's see. Oh yeah, let's continue to do this. You can really see all the dirt and stuff on the frame. Let's go all the way up and then I'll give you a close-up. Body's nice and secure, not going anywhere. Let's continue to go up. I think that's high enough. Okay, let's take a look at this frame and under the car for the first time. So let's take a closer look. Let's see what this thing looks like. First thing I noticed, and that was before I even took the body off the frame, like this brace that goes in the back here by the rear bumper. You can see how it's tweaked. And I've seen this on these kind of cars, on the Chevelles and other General Motors vehicles. This little bar here in the back is not very sturdy, and what a lot of tow guys do, can't blame it all on the tow guys. Sometimes we will hook up a hook right there in the middle to tow the car, move it back and forth, and you can see how this bar is kind of twisted. But it's, I can untwist that very easy. I don't think it's a big deal. We can see the the body mounts right there. And then these little mount spacers, or where the body will rest, there's no bolts going through it. But this one does have bolts that go through it. So I think it's another bumper right there for the body bumper. It even looks like this one was offset to the side. But I'm just going to set it there so so I know where it goes. Now this one here was totally shot, as you can see. Well, you know, it's 1972 model, so it's decades old, 50 years old. I don't know how many. But anyways, that's what it looks like. It's pretty bad. I'll put it back in its place for now so I can keep up with where they go. There's the other one there. So one in the back that is bolted, two that is bolted, three, and go around the lift, and the fourth one is right there per side. But it does have these other rubber bumpers. I call them bumpers, but as you can see, this one's has never been off. Right there where the body also rests. So 4 bolts per side, and the rubber bumpers. How many per side? 1, 2. It looks like 3 per side. Same thing on this other side. I'll show you the engine here in a minute. And the transmission, it looks pretty neat now that you can see everything. These bolts here are the ones that gave me a hard time, but I was able to put heat on them and was able to do both of the front ones and take them out with no problems. The rest of them came out, believe it or not. So there's the other bushing, body bushings, bumper here. Call it bumper, body bumper. And you can see the frame where it's got all this 50 years of grime and dirt and mud and surface rust. But for the most part, the frame looks to be pretty intact and pretty solid. I don't see any places where it's really corroded to the point where it needs to be repaired. This is a Texas car, so it's been in Texas all its life, still in Texas. So that's what it looks like under here. Drive shaft differential, everything, you can see everything real good. 4-speed transmission that appears to be original. I know the engine is a numbers matching engine, 400 4-barrel. I already checked out the numbers, so I'm assuming that the transmission, it's the original trans. I haven't looked at the numbers yet. I don't even know if it's supposed to have a tag or it's supposed to have identifying numbers or casting numbers of any type. You guys can tell me in the comments what you think about identifying the transmission. You can see the headers on there that I had installed a few years back. I'm having second thoughts on these headers because right there where it's contacting, actually touching the brake equalizer valve or proportioning valve right there, and I don't like that. So I'm really thinking about going back with exhaust manifolds, original manifolds. This other side is no problem as far as clearance. Clears fairly good. You can see some of the green or blue color on that engine right there, and all that grime and stuff. We're gonna get all that cleaned up. We're gonna freshen up this engine. You can see where the mud daubers, wasps had got into those holes and plugged them up. But anyways, that's the way it looks here from the back of the engine. Everything's very accessible now, so we're gonna, probably in the next video, we're gonna power wash this frame and get it preliminarily washed and cleaned to get most everything out of it before we start taking it all apart and then cleaning it up and wire wheeling it like I did on that C10 Chevrolet, and then primer the frame, and then painting it. Originally from the factory, there's no paint on it at all. So, and this is a pretty good frame. Like I said, it's a Texas car, so everything's pretty good, in pretty good shape as far as rust. But I'm going to go through the whole front end, replace all the bushings, everything that is worn out. I know the springs, the coil springs are worn out because I know there's a big spacer on the other side to kind of, it was probably leaning to one side. So we're going to replace the springs, ball joints, everything that wears out. For sure, all the bushings, ball joints, front coil springs, And we're gonna go through the brakes as well, replace everything that is worn out, all the brake lines, the rubber lines that wear out all the time, or they get brittle and that cause issues. We're gonna replace all that. We're gonna do the same thing with the rear, with the differential. We're gonna go through it, inspect everything, replace everything that needs to be replaced, do a service on it, replace all the bushings on the control arms and everything that is tired from 50 years of the car being around. We're gonna go through the whole thing. So that's what it looks like right now. For sure, we're gonna replace the shocks. We're gonna upgrade the shocks. We're probably gonna upgrade the suspension and the clutch and all that kind of stuff. So that's what it looks like here. And then what it looks like, the body, now that I have it up on the lift, that's what it looks like there. I know that it needs the trunk pan. I got that ordered and already have the floorboards. There's a big hole right here on the trunk drop off here on this side, so we're gonna replace that as well. And this side is not that bad. It does have a little hole there, so we're gonna repair that or replace it, whatever is easier. It's just a little spot right there. Let's see, we already know about the floors, giant holes there. Actually, giant hole right there. You can see right into the other side. And the floor bracing is in real good shape. It looks like the car was undercoated from the factory, so I'm real happy about that. It looks really good. So, and they're staying in place to keep the rigidity of the body together. And also the rocker panels, the frames here, or the unibody on the rockers on this body looks really good, except some surface rust. So I'm real happy about that. So the integrity of the body is kept real nice and straight. Same thing on this side. It looks really good, just some surface rust. And it's kind of dark out here, so you can see it. A lot of dirt, some surface rust. So some hole right there on the floor pan. So everything's looking acceptable, I mean, what do you expect? You guys that know about these old cars, this is kind of good for a southern car, but I know that the cars that are from up north, they're exposed to the rain and salt. In the winter times, they get pretty bad. I removed everything here on the front. Also, the cowling, much as I could, still gotta take it down to the bone there and repaint, wire wheel, repair whatever needs to be repaired. So that's what it looks like over here on the top. 1972 GTO, 400 4-speed, original engine, and hopefully original trans, because I know the engine's original. I already ran the numbers. The VIN number matches the number that's right there on that head. 400, 4-barrel. So we're gonna take all this down and get it cleaned up and everything. So I need to make way and put it way over there so I can power wash it and kind of go from there. So I just wanted to show you what we got, and this is what we got so far. So we're gonna continue with it. Here we go. It's another day, and as you can see, I have moved the chassis from under the body that is hanging up there on that lift. I rolled it back out here so that I can work on it, and I just want to show you a shot of what I've done. I did a preliminary power wash on this frame, and I didn't want to bore you with that, so I pretty much took off all the loose dirt and grime that it had for over the decades, and you can see all the surface rust on it. I don't see anything where the frame is ate up or anything like that. The frame is really solid, so I'm gonna wire wheel all that and make it look really good like I did before on the Chevy C10 truck. We're gonna remove this engine today. I removed the wiring harness yesterday, and also kind of just did a quick power wash on it. My power washer is not the greatest, so it doesn't have a lot of pressure. So I think it's messing up, and I probably need to buy a new one. But that's besides the point. But here it is. That's the way it looks right now. The engine's pretty bare, original Pontiac 400 4-barrel. Looks all original except for that carburetor there that someone had put in there, like a Holley 600 CFM or something like that. So I got it up on these blocks here, and in the back as well. Right there, real nice and solid on both ends. And that's the way it looks. Everything's pretty much there. I don't see anything damaged or anything. So that's the way it looks from the rear. Looks like the original 10-bolt differential is there in place. And that's what it looks like. I'm going to straighten out this, like I said earlier, or on the other video. This frame here, this frame rail is real flimsy from what I've seen on this type of cars, Chevelles and Pontiacs and Buicks and stuff like that, because it's really not a real structural piece there. So a lot of people do, and I've done it too, not knowingly. They pull like a tow rope in the back or a tow chain, and when you tow the car just to move it, it'll do that. So we're going to straighten that out. I don't think it's a problem at all. So I want to show you what it looks like here before we take it all apart. And today we're going to take the engine out. I did discover after I took all the dirt off that it had some initials there on the 4-speed tranny, and it looks like someone had rebuilt it back in 2000. I know the car hasn't been running for a long time, so I'm hoping that the transmission's freshly rebuilt. But I'm going to go through this engine, pretty much assemble everything, replace as many gaskets as I can. I'm going to remove the intake, valve covers, the oil pan, and probably the timing chain cover on the front, and valley pan for the under the intake to freshen it up and make sure everything looks good. But the car ran real good when I cranked it up a while ago, and we're gonna get rid of all this sketchy looking stuff for the fuel system. So we'll see. Okay, so let me put you on hold here. I got somebody honking the horn over there on the side, so we'll get back to you. Okay, now that we got everything, all the phone sensor and everything, like I was saying earlier, excuse me, we're gonna remove this engine and trans, gotta disconnect the drive line, transmission mount. The motor mount's already disconnected, some hoses and stuff, and then we gotta lift this thing right off. So let's do this. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna start with this power steering hoses here. Gotta remove this power steering hose. Hoses. So what else? I think that's it. I think we're ready to put a chain on this and lift it up. Need to put a chain on it. Probably here on this front of this head, and probably to the back of the other side of the head. I was able to remove one of the headers off camera because these are the pain in the royal, you know what. So there, because they were trapped in there, so I'm just gonna put this right here for now, and hopefully now I can raise it up. Now we could get a pretty good look at this 400. It looks pretty good under here. It has the original paint and some of these freeze plugs. We're probably gonna have to pop them out and put new ones in there anyways. We'll have to see. Okay. I think I'm gonna twist, turn it. Let's see what it's gonna like to do. It wasn't too bad, was it? Kind of was actually. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, literally, now we got the frame with the suspension, front and back, without the motor. I was gonna say drivetrain, motor and trans. See all the dirt that is collected under there for all those years. We're gonna take this down to the bone. We gotta remove every nut and bolt that come off this chassis or frame, whichever way you want to call it. And we're gonna get it cleaned up, wire wheeled best we can. And then we're gonna primer it with some rust protection primer. And then we're gonna paint it with some rust protecting paint. So this is gonna be great when we get done. Just like we did on the C10 truck. You can see those videos on the C10 truck on my channel. Still working on that. We took a break from it. So this is what it looks like now that we've removed the motor. We give a close-up on that motor. Pontiac 400 4-barrel original motor. It came out of this 72 GTO and 4-speed transmission. We're gonna get this on the engine stand and we're gonna make it look really nice. We're gonna detail it, replace many gaskets as we can do. But that's the way it looks right now. And thank you for watching on this 1972 Pontiac GTO 400 4-speed. We're gonna continue to do some work on this. And if you got something positive out of this video, or if I was able to help you in any kind of way by you watching the video, please give me a like and a thumbs up, which is the same thing actually, and a subscribe to the channel. There's a lot of other videos here. I think close to about 40 videos. And I'm just a newcomer, you know, but I'm doing the best that I can. But I have all this experience and all this knowledge that I want to share with everybody. So thank you for watching, and you guys have a great day.